Hi, I'm Kim Bushman. I'm a licensed psychologist and founder of Water's Edge Counseling and Healing Center in Burnsville, Minnesota. Today, I want to talk to you about our vulnerability as a human being to revert to going back to old coping strategies, old ways of being in the world, old ways of thinking when we're in high stress situations. You know, the Apostle Paul writes in Romans 7, I do what I don't want to do, and I don't do what I want to do. And boy, I don't know about you, but I bump into that on a regular basis in life. It's like, what did I just do? That is not who I want to be in the world. And so I want to give you some ideas, one, to normalize that for you, and two, how can you keep working on being who you want to be? When you're really intentional about it, we get to our destinations much faster, okay? So the reason we're vulnerable to relapse into old coping strategies is because it's a brain thing. It's called neural pathway systems. You see, what happens in our brain is that when we experience something like a sequence of events multiple times, our brain recognizes that and it chooses to be really efficient, and it puts it in a folder or like in a file, and it gives it a title like driving my car. And so every time you go drive your car, the brain just pulls up the drive the car file and implements all the steps needed to drive your car. You actually don't have to stop and think about it. So you're using less energy in your body. Many of us, however, have a file that says something like, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know how to handle this situation. This feels like a crisis situation. I can't do this. And when you have a file like that, it typically is filled with coping strategies that came out of an impulsive, I got to figure this out and just stop feeling or experiencing what I'm experiencing. And those events typically are really helpful, those types of coping strategies. It can be things like using food, using exercise in a compulsive, unhealthy way. Alcohol, drugs, excessive shopping, sleep can be a survival resource in these types of events. Worrying, ruminating excessively can get you kind of stuck in that as well. It could be in that file. So what we need to do is recognize that when we're having thoughts and urges to use events or behaviors or coping strategies from that file, it just tells us, hey, I'm experiencing something that feels a little overwhelming to me right now. And so the next step then is to back up and go, okay, I can go and use that coping strategy if I want, but I don't have to. Maybe I can be intentional and practice some of the things that I use when I'm in low stress. Now, and you need to know that those events are coping strategies. They won't work as well as your survival coping strategies, but they will help you in the long term feel more competent and confident, and they won't be harmful to you. So that's the trade-off, okay? So which one do you want to go after? Do you want to go after long-term, feeling better about yourself, feeling more capable in life, or do you want to stay stuck in the moment and then always needing to circle back to using those survival resources? So go after building new neural pathway systems. Many people who have more intense, harmful coping strategies in that survival folder need help learning new strategies. So if that's you, I want to encourage you to talk to friends who you have witnessed navigating crisis situations really well. I want you to think about talking to spiritual leaders. They're also equipped to help walk with you and teach you new skills. This is a great place to come into therapy, whether that's in the office, if possible, or through telehealth. Therapists like myself, we are trained to teach people new coping skills, new strategies, and to educate you more about what's happening in the brain and why you're doing what you're doing. So know that you're normal. Know that it's very normal in high stress situations to have old thoughts, old coping strategies come up. But remember, mostly you have a choice. You don't have to follow that neural pathway system. You can take the opportunity, put your brain under construction, and start linking a new folder to high stress crisis type situations. So practice, be patient, slow yourself down, ask for help, and you will get there. And on the other side of that crisis or overwhelming situation, you will come out wiser, more competent, and more confident. So take care.